personal guide. Today was a very interesting day out in the fields or out in the office, shall we say. Because, in this work that we do as healers and coaches, very often we, might end up feeling exalted. We might end up feeling like we're literally doing God's work. We are making a difference out there in the world. And it's very easy to forget that there is a world that exists outside of the work that we're doing. And so, from time to time, ever so often, we will have those moments of being reminded that one, we are human, and that part of being human is that there is the day-to-day work to be taken care of. There is the the one-off emergency that we are meant to be present to. And so I had a day of not just, of course, doing the deep work with my clients. And I know I always say this, like, when I'm doing deep work with my clients, I'm actually doing deep work myself. And so in the middle of that, I had to literally step away. And when that happened, of course, I had a very powerful experience. And I want to share three reflections that came to me over the course of the day. And the first one, of course, is, I would say pace yourself. I say pace yourself. I'm obviously talking about pacing myself. So something that I've noticed is that, at times when I am able to pace myself, that is when, uh, even though there's a lot happening around me, I'm able to bring myself to be more present, to be more stable. And the second thing, of course, that I've noticed is not just in terms of pacing myself, which means I am being more mindful of my thoughts, being more mindful of my inner dialogue, shall we say, and also being aware of my surroundings. That's one part, right? The second, of course, is where I now start to focus more on my breathing. I'm more present to what, how fast or slow, how deep or shallow my breathing is. And the third thing that I've always been able to connect to, which is this expression of this too shall pass. So if you've been, in a tough spot recently, remember these three tenets, or these three principles, if you want to call them that, and I'm sure you will also have a much more balanced experience. The first is to pace yourself, the second, of course, is to breathe, and the third is to remember that this too shall pass. And I say all of this, of course, because in this work that we do, a lot of times we have maybe a spiritual awakening. But remember, just as Jack Confield, who I consider to be one of my mentors, especially during COVID times, that's when I came across his work. He has this book where he talks about after, I think it's called After the Spiritual Breakthrough, comes the laundry, something to that effect. I know I'm butchering the title, but this is something that when I came across it, it not only made me smile, it made me realize that after the ecstasy comes the laundry. That was his title. So in this work that we do, we're very, very fortunate that pretty much every single day we get to experience ecstasy. When we're working with clients, we see them shifting, and when they're shifting, we ourselves are growing. And so after the ecstasy comes the laundry. Now the laundry could be the actual laundry that we're doing. It could be, taking care of the maid at home or taking care of loved ones. Either ways, this is something that I have noticed really does make a difference. So, of course, as always, these pods are made for you. These pods are designed so that you will be reminded that, on this journey as a healer, as a coach, it is sometimes we can forget why we're doing this. Sometimes we can feel really overwhelmed. And so, when you know here is someone who is just telling you, hey, I've been where you are right now, I've been on this journey now for many, many years, so I understand the the discomfort or the dissonance that you're experiencing in your life, and just know that even though you're experiencing it right now, this too shall pass. So, as always, these pods are made in service of you, and if there's any way in which I can help you, please do reach out and let me know. And having said all of that, of course, as always, remember to live your purpose. God bless. Of course, I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye bye.